Okay, it's JBSC. John Black, super chemist again. So I went over everything. I was talking about gender stuff, and then I condensed it, and then I started talking about the bad things about, because I'm saying, oh, these kids they should get, if they need it, and they're really severe about it, they should get the treatment they need. But there needs to be some kind of psychologist, like before, like 20 years ago, psychologists would come in and make you prove that you were going to transition. You know what I mean? That you were serious about it. It wasn't just some phase or something that because just because you're transgender does not mean that you need to transition medically. You know, there are many transgender people that just need to dress as a woman and live as a woman. You know what I mean? Some of them need to do the hormones and maybe get some tits. Definitely not everyone needs to have their genitalia taken off. I mean, you have to take into account that if you do that, you may never, and most likely, you have a 99.9999999% chance of not ever having an orgasm ever again. You know what I mean? And I could say this to a pure transsexual, like the most extreme case, and to them, because if you are that extreme case, your dick doesn't work anyway, so you're not getting orgasms anyway. So, it all depends on the person. You know what I mean? But obviously, you need to get these psychologists and psychiatrists back in line to the way they used to be, and not just affirm things just because some little child tells them that they are born in the wrong body. You know what I mean? You need to prove it then, man. How long you been dressing as a girl and being as a girl, and questions need to be asked and stuff. You know what I mean? And if you're a child, you need to dress and live as that. If you're born as a boy and you want to be a girl, you need to live as that girl and prove. 2 years later, are you still living as that girl? If you are, then hey, maybe we go on to the next step. But if you can't even do that, if you can't even keep it up for a year or two, then you don't need transitioning medical, stuff. Obviously, duh. If you can't even do that. But anyways, I'm tired of talking about this, just like I was tired of talking about the climate change. So, but I do want to keep these videos so I can put them in my playlist and have them separated. So I'm going to still talk about this for the next, I don't know how much time I got left. Let's see here. Next 11 minutes, I'm going to try to still talk about the gender thing. I want you to think about it if you're gay or you're trans and you are born in America. I want you, because, the Christians, they say that they don't care, and I believe them. Most Christians don't care if you're trans or whatever. Go do you is what they say. You know what I mean? But in that same whatever, their Bible does teach that if you're gay, you're going and you act on that, you're going to hell. If you're trans and you act on that, you will go to hell, and you won't just be tortured and punished. You'll be tortured and punished for the rest of for eternity, for not a billion years, a trillion years, just forever and ever and ever. That's how evil it is. Which wanting to transition and wanting to be gay. That's how horrible you are of a person. Like, how would you like to live in a country that teaches their little children, and teaches you, if you're a child of that, you're a child of a Christian parent, that your parents looking down on you saying you're evil and you deserve to go to hell. no matter how good you are, don't matter. Even if you believe in God and you praise him every day of your life, if you transition or you be gay, you go to hell. Can you imagine that? Living in a world like that? Where everyone, even the good guys, right? The good guys, the Christians, the good ones who say, hey, I don't care what whatever. Do you, you know what I mean? I'll do me, whatever. It's a free country. Even those people, the good ones, are worshiping a guy who teaches that, God teaches that gay people and transsexual people are going to hell forever. And you're okay with that. Because if you weren't, you would stop being, like, I'm not okay with, that was, a lot of people, like Christians or whatever, they think that, like, I stopped being a Christian because I don't believe in the Christian God. And if I could just believe, then I would be a Christian. That's not true. The reason why I stopped being a Christian is because Christians are horrible people. And I don't mean Christian people, really. I mean the Christian God. The God that's portrayed in the Bible is a horrible, evil. Everything he does is evil. I can't think. He's evil, man. There's nothing about him that's redeemable. And even if I did believe, because my belief, I still had belief in God when I started transitioning from a Christian to a non-Christian. Because I really believe in Christianity, man. But when I started not being a Christian, the reason why was because I couldn't get on board with these evil things. I can't get on board with human sacrifice. I can't get on board with slavery. I can't get on board with rape. I can't get on board with selling the rape victim to the rapist so that he can rape you for the rest of your life. I can't get on board with that. I can't get on board with a lot of things in the Bible, like that a person who loves another person would let bad things happen to him just to win a bet with the devil. I don't think these are good things. I can't. Then after after seeing the evilness and no one, explaining the evil away, other than to say he's God so he can do whatever he wants. Then later on I said, no, God doesn't exist. It's not that God is evil. It's just that he doesn't exist and a bunch of dudes wrote the Bible, and that's why it's evil, because men are evil. You know what I mean? Men that are in charge are usually evil. They want to control the people that are on the bottom. You know what I mean? So, I know what I wanted to get into. I'll get into that on my next whatever. But if you want to hear about what swearing, cursing, damn, fuck, all that kind of stuff, where did that start, and what is that about? That's going to be in my next video, okay? Because it goes into that Christians hate how these woke religion people want you to use their pronouns, and they don't, because you have to disbelieve reality, right? They just hate it. They can't stand it. But basically, swearing is just the same, and I'll show you in the next video how it's the same exact thing as the pronouns. Swearing and pronouns are the same exact thing. You know what I mean? But I'll get into that in the next video. Let's see how much more time. No, 5 more minutes. Yeah, when I first started getting out of Christianity, about 8 years old or whatever, it's because these people, no one would explain anything to me about the evil stuff. They're like, that's God. That's how he is. But it really upsets me about because my whole entire life I've had to deal with these Christians and their belief of synonyms, because basically swearing goes back to being racist. I mean, if you jump up like these Christians and you yell at someone for using a swear word, you're basically jumping up and saying, I'm rich and I'm an elite and you are poor and I'm better than you. And my ears are more sensitive, more fragile because I am rich and an elite and you are poor and crass. And so Your ears aren't as good as mine. You are not as good. I am better than you. Okay? You are not the same race as me. That's what swearing, when you stand up and you tell people they shouldn't swear, that's what you're doing. And then you want them to defy reality, because let's say you have a word like shit and poop. Like, my mother's okay with me saying poop, but if I say shit, oh my God, she'll fall on the ground and pretend she's caught on fire. Oh my God, the whole world has to come to end because if I say shit. But the truth is, and the reality is, and the truth is that poop and shit are the same word. They're synonyms. And the definition of a synonym is they're the same word with the same meaning. Okay? So her saying that the shit one is a bad word and the poop one is not, I need to, and it's a good word, I need to defy reality, because we know reality tells us synonyms are the same words with the same meanings, and these are synonyms. They don't have bad connotations onto them. They are synonyms, okay? So I need to defy, even though I know large and big is the same damn word, I have to say, no, I'm going to go against reality. You're right, Christian. You're right, I'm wrong. This word shit is bad, and this word poop is okay. But yet, when they are asked, hey, I'm offended by this pronoun, and I want you to use this pronoun, even though it defies logic or whatever, the Christian comes up and says, no, I don't want to use that word that you use. I want to use my word. Isn't it? A synonym and a pronoun are the same exact thing in both of their religions. They are so parallel, it's unreal, okay? Because I want you to hear this now, right? The Christian will say, I don't want to say your pronoun because you're forcing me to use a word that you're offended by, even though I'm not offended by it. And also you're asking me to defy reality or go against reality of what I know a pronoun should be. Now what do I say to a Christian when he makes me say their synonym instead? I say the same exact thing. I say, you're forcing me to use a word that you're offended against for no reason whatsoever. I'm not offended by it. And on top of that, I have to defy reality and go against reality, even though I know in reality two synonyms mean the same exact thing. But I have to disregard reality for all the Christians out there so that they can, what? Not be offended by a synonym, by a word that means the same exact thing as this other word over here, man. But you get so offended when they do it to you. That's the one thing I love about this happening in this woke religion, is finally the Christians get a taste. But they still don't understand. They finally get a taste of their medicine, right? And they still, like my sister does that to me with that swearing crap, that I have to use her pronoun or her synonym, or otherwise she's offended, and I have to disregard reality and say, yes, my sister, of course this word is bad and this word is good, even though they're synonyms, and we know by the dictionary that synonyms are the same word with the same meaning, but because you personally think that this word is bad, I should be forced to do it too. And she doesn't understand, but she doesn't like pronouns. She don't want to disregard reality and use some word that isn't a correct pronoun just because it offends them. It doesn't offend her, right? Why does she have the right to choose what synonyms and pronouns I use, but this woke religion person doesn't have a right to that? And then this woke religion person thinks that they have a right to tell me what pronoun to use, but they don't have a right to tell me, because they're okay with swearing, you know what I mean? But you see how they both are hypocrites?